Criticism is something that prevents so many people from going out there and pursuing their dreams. The fear that somebody will look at them in a funny way or attack their character, just the idea of that scares them into a state of paralysis. So they don't take action. They don't want to upset anybody. They tread around eggshells, making sure that they don't cause or make a lot of noise. And in their mind, they want to tiptoe through life only to arrive safely at death. But what kind of a life is that? A life where you push down all of the things that you want to do. You bury them out of fear of people's criticism. It's sad. It really is. Look, people will criticize you whether you do something good or whether you do something bad. It's human nature. And the more you do, typically, the more criticism you will receive. Does that mean you should stop doing just to please people? No. Because even if you stop working, someone will find a way to criticize you. Why did you stop? Why don't you? I knew you were a pretender. People will criticize you both ways. There's that very popular saying, right? If you want to make everybody happy, sell ice cream. But I disagree with that now. Nowadays, you have people that are dairy intolerant, and I don't like ice cream. I find it disgusting. It makes me feel sick. And even something as you would think as universally accepted as ice cream and universally loved as ice cream, people still find a way to complain about it, right? I don't like it. It makes me... It's just the way human beings are. And oftentimes when people criticize you, when people send hate your way, they're just mad at themselves. And you shine a spotlight onto them, onto the things that they're not doing. When they see you out there courageously taking action, putting yourself in front of people, daring to be criticized, they envy that. There's a saying, a hater is a confused admirer. This person really admires you, but they can't seem to put together something constructive, something positive. Now look, criticism, if it comes in a constructive way, is definitely something you should embrace because it helps you. And you know it's constructive when somebody doesn't attack you as a person, but just simply makes observations on the things you're doing and suggests improvements in a polite way. Because there is no reason to be rude or disrespectful to get your point across. You can do it without being rude and disrespectful. Do so in a kind and compassionate way. And I've noticed this in real life, that there are people that I look at, there are friends of mine that, talk to me about somebody in their life and, for example, their younger brother just doesn't get it. Their younger brother isn't doing what they're suggesting. And I always tell them, how are you approaching the conversation? Are you attacking your brother, saying you're crap at this, you're crap at that, then suggesting improvements? Or are you talking about the things they do very well? Because this is the thing, if you want someone to lower their guard and listen to you, you have to approach them in a non-confrontational way. Instead of doing that shit, listen, you're fantastic when it comes to X, Y, Z. And if you can just add this, man, you will go to a whole new level. That's how you get someone to be like, oh, okay, I appreciate that, man. Right? You get them to want to listen to you. So look, constructive criticism, if packaged and worded correctly, is definitely something that you should take on board. The moment someone starts putting their emotions into it and getting really riled up, you shouldn't take what they say seriously because they're emotional. And their emotion clouds their judgment, right? And it's sad to see that there are grown men out there, grown men, 30s and their 40s, that consume people's content. Mine included. I had an adorable comment this morning, actually, from some guy saying, "Oh, at least put more books in the back." Let me see if I can find the comment. I want to give this guy a little shout out. Bless him. He was just attacking my bookcase behind me. He said, What the F is this? At least put more books in the background if you are going to pretend to be intellectual. Amazing. People buy into this. That fake seductive look. Well, if I seduced you, my friend, I'm sorry to say that, you were seduced. I apologize for seducing you. Almost straight out of a 90s drama show. Well, thank you for picturing me in a 90s drama show. Maybe at some point I will be in a drama show. Maybe not a 90s one, but I can definitely put a 90s twist on it if you would like me to. So look, it's adorable. It's cute, right? Getting comments like that. For me, I never take anything personal because these people don't know me in real life. They don't know who I am as a person, right? And if you are receiving criticism from people, especially if you're starting a business and you're promoting it online or you're making content, don't take it too seriously because they don't know you. They don't know you, right? It's a random stranger. If you were to walk past them in real life, they wouldn't say half the stuff they say on the internet. They wouldn't, right? They just feel brave in their room curled up with a little cup of tea next to them. Why don't you? And they just go on that little rant of theirs, right? It's adorable. So don't take it seriously. But constructive feedback, absolutely take seriously. Definitely. It helps you improve. Okay, you don't want to think you're better than you are. I'm always very open to constructive feedback. Absolutely, I am. Negative comments, no, because I know they're grounded in emotion and not in logic and reason. But constructive criticism, absolutely. I'm always looking for ways to improve who I am physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? And hence the books that I have in my collection, which this individual attacked me on. All of these books here I've read. The Way of the Superior Man, fantastic book. Key Person of Influence, still got my paper in there, brilliant book. I'm making notes on that. Think and Grow Rich, I've read several times. As a Man Thinketh, great book as well. So yeah, look, I don't have thousands of books here. There are people with far bigger book collections than I have. I like to make sure that the books that I read, I can implement the majority of the teachings within that book in a relatively short time frame. I don't want to just read books for the sake of reading them, right? So yeah, criticism, don't let it prevent you from taking action, because you let the critics win. If they stop you, they've won. They want you out the game. They want less people to win. Okay? Because it makes them feel better about their inaction, about their laziness and their cowardice. When they talk you out of it, they're like, yes, get in, we've got another one out. Right? And it works for the majority of guys. The majority of guys are like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop. Okay. What was I thinking of making a YouTube channel? I'm sorry. And they just cower away. But if you're like, fuck no, watch, I'm going to keep going. I had a guy tell me on TikTok once, Ali, you'll never get to 1,000 followers. I'm on 140,000 right now. So yeah, it was nice to have received that comment. I definitely wanted to prove to this person that their words meant nothing. That their words were not going to stop me. Words are just words. If anything, I'm going to take those words, I'm going to harness that doubt, and I'm going to, most importantly, prove to myself that I can grow a successful influence, but also show to this hater that, your hate doesn't work on me. Your hate may work on somebody else, but on me, buddy, it ain't working. Go find somebody else to hate on, and maybe your hate will work on them, but it certainly won't work on me. Okay? So criticism, don't let it prevent you from taking action. Otherwise, these people win. These sad, insecure, frustrated, angry individuals who don't want to address their shortcomings in life, they're going to win. They're going to successfully talk you out of the dreams that you have for yourself. And just look, I'm going to remind you, just to close, that in 100 years, we're all going to be dead. All of us are going to be underground. All of us, every single one of us are going to be eaten by maggots, done, dusted, that's it. And user 6531 ain't going to be alive in 100 years. His words ain't going to mean shit, right? So we're all going to die. Do it anyways. Don't let them stop you. Okay? Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.